Back last year in March, we began our online church really from the rectory, because the regulations had stated that to do it from the church we would only have 2 people. We thought, well, by doing it at the rectory we could have 4 of us. And we began with just me on the guitar and the rest of the family participating in worship, just simply videoing a PowerPoint off the screen. But we were keen that it would be far better to try and get congregational participation on our services. And so initially we tried to get videos where we had different people were singing and recording themselves, and then another person would add, and that took, I think for the first video, it took around about 2 hours to put together. But someone said to us, look, we've been recording our services on CD for a number of years. Can we not use some of those recordings? And so that's really the majority of the songs that we have now on the internet are things that were recorded over the past 5 years with our services, our live services that were recorded. We then used the audio track to then put with the words to make video songs. And so we've tried to make it in such a way that those who engage us online from our congregation, it's like our services as they would be normally. But then trying to reach out to other people, we wanted to give resources, knowing that not everyone has the capability of doing, because the streaming license requires that what we do is homegrown. In other words, it's not done by professional artists. And so we decided to do as many video songs as possible. The ones we were using for our church, we then put them on the YouTube channel so that then others could use them as well. Our PowerPoint is basically, as you see on the screen. One of the things that we did early on was we had a countdown timer, so that when it comes to people coming online to the service, that first 10 minutes where they come online, where they see that we're online, it becomes a part where they can say hello to each other, where hopefully problems of connection can be sorted out, that people can get themselves ready to engage in worship, and then the service would begin. And just simply with a PowerPoint, it's very easy to insert video songs, and for those video songs then to be just played, and with the new PowerPoint software, it just plays automatically. And you can, fortunately, all of the software, when you save it, it brings all of the different aspects of what you've put in, brings it all in, that you can just press one button after the other to play it. That's what we were doing. But we wanted to get to the stage where, as you can see, we're simply videoing off a phone with a sound mixer on a tripod. That's what we were doing for probably about a year of online church. But as you know yourself, having a camera that you're going to have to look at because you're trying to engage with the people who are online, that becomes then difficult when it comes to congregation in your church, because the tendency is that you're either going to look at the congregation or you're going to look at the camera. And so we wanted to get to the stage where the camera wasn't the issue, and also that the camera is not in the way of the congregation, because it's very difficult to have it in such a way that it's close enough to the person who's speaking and that the image is okay, but also that you want to put it in a position where it's not right in the way of the people who are in church. And so now we have our system. So here's the setup that we have now, that is all run from the back of the church. We normally need 2 people to run it, one to operate the PowerPoint and this here and the sound, and then another person to use their laptop connected to the internet, and they manage things that way. But with this device here, you can see at the minute this screen here shows the PowerPoint that is up on the screen, with one touch, it now goes to the camera feed, which is at the back of the church. The camera picks up me or whatever it's focused on. And so the beauty with this is that the camera can be focused on me, and I'm not focusing so much on looking down a lens, but looking at the people. So this box here was quite expensive, but is just a one touch goes between one and the other. And so even within the sermon, it should be easy enough for someone to go from speaking to then putting something on the PowerPoint, or from singing and so on. That's the setup that we have now. Now let's talk briefly about video songs and how to put them together. Obviously, when it comes to video songs, you can go for the cheaper option, which if you've got PowerPoint already, you have your PowerPoint slide that then you insert the audio file and ask it to be played over all of the slides. Go to slideshow, record the slideshow, and then when you've done that, you save it as a video and you've got a video song. But if you want to play around with things a little bit more, if you want to have a bit of opportunity to increase or reduce the audio, then you're going to have to go for some software. And the thing that we've been using is a thing called Cyberlink Power Director 365. I found it a great tool to put together videos of different kinds. So we've been able to put together the Lord's Prayer with bringing together people who recorded different video clips of them doing the Lord's Prayer to put it together. We've done the Grace, we've done a virtual nativity. There's so many different things that you can do using that particular software. And the resources that we can put together can really help our services to be more inclusive, to be able to put in things that will get people thinking. Whether it be that you use the free Bible images and put that together with someone recording the audio that goes with it, that then you have a little video that comes before your children's talk, that rather than it being the Bible being read by someone, you've got a visual Bible that's been put together that can be used with your streaming license. So it's up to you how you use these things, but let's say try and put together resources that can be used by other churches. And so for us, in terms of our video songs, rather than musicians being seen and then simply text put at the bottom, we've chosen that you do not see the people who are playing or singing, but you just see the words. And that way the identity, it can be used by any church. It doesn't have an identity that people can say, well, that's Holy Trinity Church Drumore. And so therefore, we know that our videos can be used by other churches. Whereas once you see different people playing different instruments and singing, as we see many churches doing, one, that takes a lot longer to put together, but two, that can't really be used by another church. Its identity is very much stuck to that church. And so I would encourage you, try and put together resources that can be used by your church, but can be used by any other church as well. And share those resources so that others can benefit. And if you're going to do other resources, where you'll see that we've sent a little hyperlink to a video that's on our YouTube channel that shows you step by step how to do a video song using that Cyberlink software. And if you produce some videos, do share them with us so we can share them with others.